We begin with breaking news. A historic night in our country. Just minutes ago, the House of Representatives voting to impeach President Trump. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Dunstan in for Sean.
And I'm Rick Folba. I'm glad you're with us on this history-making night. The vote passed along party lines, but it came after more than 10 long hours of debate.
On this vote, the yeas are 230, the nays are 197, present is 1. Article 1 is adopted.
Now, the two articles
of
of
impeachment. The yeas are 229, the nays are 198, present is 1. Article 2 is adopted.
You heard it right there. The two articles of impeachment against President Trump accuse him of abuse of power, also obstruction of justice related to his dealings with Ukraine. Before the vote took place, lawmakers were mixing it up in a pretty heated debate. Tonight, reporter Camilla Bernal is getting you up to the minute from D.C.
Distinguished speakers recognized for 1 minute.
History being made on the House floor.
I solemnly and sadly open the debate on the impeachment of the President of the United States.
The chamber voting on two articles of impeachment against President Trump on Wednesday, accusing him of abuse of power and obstruction of Congress related to his dealings with Ukraine. Before the vote, a heated debate.
I urge this body to vote no to partisan impeachment.
Each side getting 3 hours to make its argument.
I will vote to impeach Donald J. Trump.
Democrats doubling down on their reasoning.
What we are discussing today is the established fact that the president violated the Constitution.
While Republicans are crying foul, calling the process a political one.
It is a matter for the voters, not this House, not in this way, not in the way this is being done.
Another strong reaction came from the president himself.
You know, look, this has been a total sham from the beginning.
Republicans showing solidarity for the president. Not one of them is expected to vote to impeach.
The decision to have this vote is not the result of a bipartisan process, nor an open or fair process.
But with a Democratic
majority, impeachment is almost and has been guaranteed. This has happened in the House of Representatives only the third time, Mike, in the history of the country that the U.S. House of Representatives has voted to impeach a sitting U.S. president.
That's right. Of course, we remember, Rick, the last time we had President Clinton, and then before that, we had President Andrew Johnson.
Way back in the day. Now, Richard Nixon, a lot of people will think of him and tie him to impeachment, but in fact, he resigned before he could be impeached. And so we didn't go through this process with Richard Nixon back in the early 1970s. The president not yet coming out and commenting on the votes tonight in the House of Representatives, but of course he is not shy about voicing his opinions, especially when it comes to impeachment. He is holding a rally at this moment out in Grand Rapids, Michigan, which is of course one of the swing states, one of the states that he won back in 2016 that helped propel him to the White House. He's trying to make sure that he gets those voters in his corner yet again.
And everything pretty much went party line. There were party line votes, and we heard a lot of political analysts basically say now it appears that, here we go, this is President Trump here speaking in Michigan. Are we going to listen a little bit?
So if the Republicans, if you had a Democrat as president, we have a Republican House, they don't like the guy for whatever reason or the woman, they impeach the person. It's cheapened it. It's exactly what our founding fathers didn't want, and they said it could happen, and it's happened.
All right, comments here from President Trump. We're going to bring in reporter Camilla Bernal, who is live.
But I know
in
one
DC.
thing,
Camilla,
American.
what is the next step here?
Well, look, what happens next is the Senate. Now that the House voted, now that the president is impeached by the House of Representatives, it now goes into the Senate. There will be a Senate trial. We expect it to happen next year, early next year. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, initially we're expecting him to give us a date at the beginning or on this week. Our sources are telling us that he will be ready to announce that date by the end of this week. So what we're going to see now is we're going to see the tables sort of turn turn. And the frustration that we saw today from Republicans who essentially knew they had no chance at defeating the Democrats here, the tables will turn. And once we go to the Senate, it is going to be the Democrats who are going to be frustrated because they know that they do not have the votes in the Senate to essentially remove the president from office. So we know right now that the Senate will keep the president in office, and that is something that the president is also confident about and talking about at the rally right now, saying he does have that support from the Republicans.
2/3 of the Senate needed in order to remove a sitting president from office. Camilla, thanks very much. And CBS 46 will, of course, bring you continuing coverage of the impeachment process, both on the air and online.